Everything you see here is strictly informational. Forex is a high-risk business. Please do not place trades with more money than what you don't have. Please do not trade other people's money. Do not borrow any money than what you cannot trade with. And please take everything that I say as a personal opinion. I am not considered a financial advisor. I'm not considered a broker. I am just one here simply recording my journey along learning the markets. So, hey guys, how's it going? It's me, it's Ted again. And I wanted to show you something because I made a video about a strategy that I had created. It was called a double RSI strategy. And I realized I never really explained how to set up the RSI. And so some of you might be confused, or anybody who is new to TradingView and doesn't know how to set up certain things, I can go through and show you how to do that, because it can be a little confusing. So what I want to do is go over to TradingView and show you how to set up this double RSI. That way, in case you ever want to use it, and I'll probably try to show you some other things too. There was another one that where you could do, basically you can set up multiple indicators on top of each other, right? So if you don't know what I do, my name is Ted. I do this thing called Bodies and Wicks, where I usually analyze the markets, whether it be Forex or crypto, really heavily recently, indices, like NASDAQ or S&P. I rarely do stocks, but what I do like to do, I like to trade on MetaTrader 4, paper trade until I can get better. I do trade with my real money, but only if I think it's a really good trade. And I am in a couple trades right now, so you will be watching some live trading as I'm doing this double RSI. I cannot talk right now. Maybe I need a drink of my sponsor. My sponsor today is Monster Energy Drink. Thank you, Monster, for sponsoring me. Actually, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that because they don't sponsor me at all. So I just drink it a lot. Anyways, let's head on over to TradingView and I can show you what I'm talking about. So here down at the bottom you can see I do have two RSI set up on top of each other, and as you can see, they move with each other too. They don't move independently. So I can show you how to set those up in case you want to know how to set up two different indicators, right, and on top of each other, and you want to get them to move independently. So I just deleted both of the RSIs, right? So we're going to start from scratch. All right, so we're going to go to indicators. I think I have it saved. If I don't, I probably should. There it is, relative strength index, right? Hit it once. Good thing is that it doesn't go away, so you can just hit it again. All right, so now you have two of the RSIs, and now it's a simple drag and drop. So you just take the top one, right, hold it. Well, first what I would do is I would actually set these up separately how you want them first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the top one to be my slow RSI. So I am going to set it up to, instead of length 14, I am going to set it up to be length 26. All right. I think I'm going to change the color. I don't like the color of the 26. I usually change it to be a bright blue. What we will do with the slow RSI as well is we will make it to be oversold, right, at the band at 80, right, and overbought, and then oversold at 20. I'm going to make this a little bit of a lighter gray. right? And then I'm also going to dot these. I'm going to dot this one, right? So just hit OK. Now we're done with that one. Now we're going to set up this one independently, right? What I like to do, I'll leave that one orange. Orange is cool with me. I actually put this one at a 16 as my fast RSI, right? And then hopefully that one's, well, oops. I think it's at the settings that it needs to be, 70-30. We can leave those dashed. And then I will probably also change them to a little bit lighter of a gray as well. And the cool thing is, if you want to fade them out, you know, to where you can like barely see them. Sometimes I like to do that. I'll do that. Like that's what I like to do, especially with my Fibonacci's. I like to fade them out to about like 50%, so it's not like heavy on your eyes or anything. But you know, yeah, I'll just do that for now. But just letting you know that you can do that, right? So now that you have both of your RSIs set up, it's a simple drag and drop. So all you have to do is make sure you grab the line, right, and then just grab it and then just drop it on top of that one. Okay. Now you have your double RSI. Now the problem is that when you do this, right, it doesn't know which one to grab, so it just grabs one of them, and they don't move, you know, at the same pace, you know, so they kind of look different. And like I said, whenever, you know, basically you want to know the numbers whenever you're doing this double RSI strategy. So, you know, the numbers are like 6 or more, 8 or more, something like that. However you want to do your RSI strategy. I do mine about a 7 or more. In between the numbers is when I'll usually buy if I'm at a bullish, you know, if that's you know, once it reaches the top and it's oversold, you know, I just same thing, make sure the difference is about 7 or more, because what you're doing is you're catching a quick move, and you're catching it when it's being oversold. First, let me show you how to make sure that you know how to move with each other. So what you do is you go over to here to this little settings bar or settings tab, I guess you could say it is, right underneath the numbers of the RSI, right? And what you do is you go to this merge all scales into one. You can move it on each one that you want. I like to move it on the right. And so now when you grab it and you move it, it moves together, right? So it's not moving independently from one another. You have both the RSIs on top of each other, and that way they're moving together with each other, right? So now you can tell which one is which, right? So that is how you set up the double RSI. And now what I like to do is set alarms for them, especially on the 5 minute, because a 5 minute will give you whenever you're getting a quick move, right? And especially if you're near a spot that you think that you're going to want to sell or buy. You know, if it's getting toward the top of somewhere, you know, and you think you want to sell. If it's getting near the bottom, you know, of somewhere, and you think you're going to want to buy and you're going to want to catch that buy, you can just set an alert, right? What I like to do, depending on how far you want to oversold, if you want to catch it before, and then wait to see if it gets oversold or right at oversold, right here is all where you need to set your alerts. So I'll just go right to the 30, right to where it's going to be oversold. And it says add alert for RSI. And the bad thing is it doesn't tell you which one. I'll just click the top one for now. All right, now it's set up. You can hover over it and it'll tell you which one it is. So it says relative strength index 16. So this is when the one that I set up for the period 16. So that would be the orange one, right? So when the orange one crosses this number here, whatever number it was, 2932. So it's going to be oversold. Whenever that fast one gets oversold, which is what I want, it's going to send me an alert, let me know it's oversold. So that means whenever you get a quick move like you did here, see how this dropped really quickly, right? It would have gave me that alert whenever that hit the bottom, right? And it gave me alert when that hit the bottom, and that way I could possibly take a look at it and see if I wanted to buy. at that point, I actually did, because it hit, since I already did, my analysis on this, and I looked at what I wanted to do or where I wanted to buy. That was actually one of the places I wanted to buy. It was somewhere in between here and here. Well, as it got down in, I actually have two positions. I have one here. Unfortunately, the spread left me up here. So, but the good thing is I'm coming back up to it. But I do have as I watched it and I kept letting it go, I do have another position that I added that's down here, which has me at the spread pretty much at this line anyway. So that's why I left it there. So, that is the cool thing. So it did alert me whenever I did have this, right? I've already put out my my idea on TradingView, for this, saying this is the perfect time to buy. So if you go to Tedzily on TradingView, you can find this, and this is how I caught this, right? So if this does end up buying, hopefully I am right. Hopefully this double RSI strategy worked for me. But that is how you put together the RSI. There was some other cool ones that people have put together. Let me see if I can just find something to put together. Let's go with NEO right now. NEO USD. Let's go full featured chart. It is on crypto. You know what? Let's go to a different chart layout just so I don't have to delete that one. You know what? Let's not do that one either, because that is a chart layout that I already have. Let's go to a chart layout that I don't ever use. Here's one, unnamed. Let's go to unnamed, right? So we are on a NEO unnamed. Let's go to a different NEO. Let's go to this NEO. Right. Okay. So we are on NEO unnamed, and let's see here. What was it that they used? It was actually really cool. I think it was MFI. Oh, that's compare. So if you want to compare two different cryptos, or to compare two different things on top of each other, this is one way how you do it. So if you wanted to compare NEO as to see what it is doing as compared to, let's say, Litecoin. Litecoin is not showing up for some reason. These compares are not working. That is great. Let's see your dash. All right, compares are not working. Usually when that happens, all you have to do is just hit reload. Let's hit compare again. And LTC, there we go, USD. So now I can compare Litecoin. And so put Litecoin on top of, well, I guess I'm on Litecoin, so I guess it doesn't matter. But now that I did have Litecoin compared, I can click on any of these. So let's go to NEO, right? And now you can see how Litecoin is being compared to NEO, right? So to get it off, all you have to do is click it. It shows up right here, and you can just X off of it, and there you go. One of the things I wanted to show you was was called the money flow index. You can put the money flow index, right? You can put that with MACD. And I want to show you how this person did this interesting way of, and then it was the DMI, Directional Movement Index. All right, so this is a very interesting one that I found that he had. Right, so he took this MACD, right, and he actually took the histogram off, right, and then took the MACD line off and just left the signal line on, right, and hit OK. MFI, I think he left the settings the same. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right, and then DMI, the settings. I believe these are both 9. Yep, so it gave it a little bit more of a sharper give a little bit more of a sharper tool, I guess you could say. Money flow index, I want to say, was the same. I think he did both of these kind of close together, also as a 9. Yep. But left the MACD signal as it was. Actually, he probably did it a little bit different from the person I watched, considering this is the fast length. I think he did it the same way I did it, and that's why I have mine the way I do, which is 16 and 26. Signal smoothing was 7, right? And then so what he did is he did the same thing, and grab one of these, drop it on top of each other, grab one of these, drop it on top of each other, and then, well, that one didn't work. Grab this, drop it on top of each other. It looks like a big kind of mumble jumboed science right here, but also you do the same, do a merge scale, merge on the right, and then what you do is I think it's on the 50, right? A 50 is where you draw a vertical horizontal line, I mean. So if you do a horizontal line, coordinates on the 50, basically when you have all the signals above the 50, it's basically indicating a good buy signal. That's how this person had this set up, because the money flow was above, the directional was, or I think it was the DMI blue was above, so the DMI has so yeah, the buy signal is the blue, the sell signal is the red. So when it's the blue, the orange, and the green are all above the 50, that is supposed to be a buy signal, right? If the red, the green, and the orange are below the 50 or going below the 50, that is to be more of a sell signal. Now, I'm sure there's a way you can smooth this out and figure out your own way of doing it, but it had something to do with this. I know he did. But anyways, what I'm basically trying to show you is that there are multiple ways that you can put indicators on top of each other and use those for your own signal purposes, for whatever kind of strategy that you like to use. So that's just a simple little tutorial that I wanted to put together for you, just to show you, what you can do with TradingView, and as far as how you can set up your indicators, how you can personalize all of your different things that you want to. Here is one I actually just did, and I'll show you. I set up my my Fibonacci a little bit different. So I set up my Fibonacci to be at 61.8, 78.5, right? I gave it a 50%, and a 70.5%. That's the only ones I want, because those are going to be my my buys, right? So or at least that's where I'm going to be looking for if it's going to be going in a bullish direction. If it is going to be in a bearish direction, of course I'm going to reverse it and go the other way. And of course I have targets here, so I have negative 0.11 would be my first target, so that'd be after the high. Here's my second target after the high, third target after the high, and then fourth. Actually, this should be at -2, not 2. And that would be my third target after the high. What I also did was when I made the colors, right, you can make any color you want, but I also made it 50%, just so it wasn't, well, this is the 2, so you really can't see it right now. But let's go to one that you can see. such as the 0, since it's right in the middle here. And let's go to, you want to change that to 100%. As you can see, that made it really, really bright. And sometimes whenever things are really, really bright on your screen, you can't distinguish them from your chart. So sometimes I like to make them a little bit more faint, right? That way, whenever you're looking at your chart like it is right now, you can still see that the lines are there, but they're not, skewing what is actually happening with the price action, right? And then we double click, I can see my RSI and then see, what is happening. And it looks like right now what we do have on the RSI, just for a little analytics right now, we do have some divergence. So it looks like it oversold and it is going upwards, right? And the divergence is that whenever it hit the bottom, it was going this way. So that is what is called bullish divergence, and what that means is that the price action is getting stronger, right? So it should be getting, once I get to the 1 hour, right, or maybe a 15-minute. Let's go with the 15-minute, and maybe a little bit below. So now, yep, it's below. But once it starts getting near and near the 50, that is going to start meaning that we are going to see a lot more buying power. So that's why I have that. That's why I have this double RSI, right? So you can catch it whenever it oversells in the 5-minute. And then hopefully you catch that divergence that happens, right? And that way, when you go up on your time frames, those you can start catching that those buys in the certain direction. But again, make sure you have your chart analyzed. Make sure you know which direction you're buying, and make sure that around where you want to buy. That way you're not sitting around all day watching it and waiting it to hit where you want to buy. For me, I got lucky, and as soon as it got oversold was one of the spots I wanted to buy, and so I just continued on, came back, checked later, or actually what I did, as I actually put an alert, I want to say it was right here at the 70.5%, because that's another place I like to buy. So I may be out of alerts. Yeah, that usually happens with me. My alerts usually I am out. As you can see, I'm at 30 of 30 alerts. So let's say if I were to get rid of an alert, let's just go ahead and pause this Zcoin alert, right? So now that I don't have a Zcoin alert, I should be able to add an alert. Maybe I can. Here, let me refresh this, right? Reload, yeah. Alright, the divergence is off, but now, yep, I am able to add an alert. So whenever it did hit there, and I did buy, and I thought I could go lower, I went to the 70.5. I clicked here, I added an alert, and that way, whenever it got to that price level, it was actually going down pretty quick, and I was able to buy and catch in another position. So. And again, the good thing is it looks like we have some divergence here on Ethereum, and we should be able to catch the buy on this, and hopefully this gets me out of the red and into the blue. So again, I'm talking a lot more than I should have, but I just wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to overlay multiple indicators on TradingView. That way, if you're playing around with TradingView and you want to, set up your own strategy, like I have, you now have the ability to do it, or at least have the ability to do it. If you like my videos and you thought are pretty cool, go ahead and like it. You can also hit subscribe. That way you can get alerts whenever I do more videos like this, where I do analysis and things like that. We can talk about crypto. Sometimes I'll just rant. You never know. You might get some dad jokes in there as well. But the best thing you can do is like the video, share it with your friends, things like that. Hopefully I can bring something new to the table that you didn't know, and I can continue to do that. So you can contact me. I'll leave the information in the description of how you can contact me, and hopefully I'll see you guys out there on the trading floor soon, if you're not already trading. So thanks a lot, and don't forget to continue to wear your pants.